Hi, welcome to Monday Moments with Fran. I hope you are doing great. A couple of weeks ago, I had some family visiting, and it was my parents, and my dad was talking about the state of my garden, which quite frankly is incredibly overgrown and needs some attention. So he went and purchased some hedge cutters and proceeded to help me cut my front hedge, because it was getting to the point where you couldn't really walk through without, a twig or something kind of just getting in your face. So he cut it, and then he said to me, Fran, you just need to, pick up all the branches and the twigs and, bag them up and take them to the recycling. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. But I don't like gardening. I'm not a big fan of gardening. There are 101 other things I could find to do other than gardening. So he did that. I think it was on like a Saturday. And it was like the Monday they were still just strewn all over the front of the house and like in this little alleyway. And then it got to Tuesday, Wednesday, and it was forecast to rain. And it was the point where it was like, okay, it's going to rain, Fran, you've got to clear this stuff up. So I proceeded to get gloves on, put the trainers on, and just, bundle up quite a lot of really big branches and everything else, and put them in the car. Like, my car was a complete state. So I'm driving now to the recycling plant to get rid of them, and I am having such a grumble in my head. And I'm like, oh my gosh, why have I got to do this? And I can't stand doing this, and I've got so many better things I could be doing with my time than clearing up garden rubbish. And so the conversation went on in my head. And then it's like I had a little bit of a reminder that, hang on a minute, Fran, whose garden is this? Okay, well, it's my garden. Who wanted a garden? Well, actually, yeah, I did. When I moved into this house, that was big priority for me. I want a house with a garden so I could enjoy it, do barbecues. I've never actually done one yet. Do barbecues, just enjoy an outdoor environment where I lived. And it was really important for me. And I really prayed about it too. I said, Lord, I want this house. And like I said, a garden was on that list. Roll forward how many years? And this same person who was really looking forward to having a garden is now grumbling, complaining about having to maintain the garden. And so I guess that's what's really inspired today's Monday moment, because I've, said sometimes we just don't want the responsibility, but it's our responsibility. And particularly when we've asked for things, we expect everything to be, roses and butterflies and all this kind of pretty stuff. The reality is life isn't like that. When we are responsible for something, we're responsible for it when it's rough and also when it's smooth. It's not just the great things we get to enjoy about something, it's also the things that we've got to kind of do which are a bit kind of more challenging, more taxing, or things that we just do not enjoy. That is very much a part of life. When we enter into something new, when we get something, there's always going to be aspects that we don't quite enjoy, but responsibility is the whole package. You get into a new relationship, be it a friendship or a romantic relationship, things are not always smooth sailing. There are times when it's going to be incredibly challenging and hard, and you're wondering, what on earth am I doing here? Yet a few months ago, you were the one who wanted to be in that thing. There is the opportunity to enjoy responsibility in all its different various forms and formats. And, as I was driving back from the recycling plant to get rid of all the garden rubbish, I began to think, Fran, what, really and truly, you should be thankful, because if you didn't have a garden, you wouldn't obviously be doing this, but you've had so much enjoyment and use of that space that you can't then complain when aspects that you don't enjoy, have to be done, because it comes with a cost. Everything, there's the good and then there's the bad side of things. So really, I just wanted to encourage you in this season that as you are seeking for whatever aspect of your life or your journey to kind of change, improve, or develop, it then becomes your responsibility. If you're given a gift, if you're given something, it's your responsibility to maintain it And sometimes that includes handling the rough with the smooth. But in everything, there's always learning, and it's just on a part of the process. So if you are finding yourself in a bit of a rough patch, or whatever responsibility you're currently having is proving quite tricky, remember that the smooth times will come. Yeah, it's like there's a phrase that says, sunshine always comes after the rain, or I think it says the darkest time of the night is just before dawn. You know, so you can take this for a variety of different aspects, but be encouraged. Responsibility, it's a great thing, and it'd be great if we can also learn to enjoy the rough aspects as well as the smooth. That's it for today, guys. Have a fantastic week ahead of you. As always, go and encourage somebody else, and have a great week. God bless you.